In today's match preview, you will get Blades and Hull team news ahead of Friday's 7:45 kickoff at Bramall Lane, as well as last time out, player connections, and wait until the end for our score predictions. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Sheff United Way match preview. We're going to be previewing Sheffield United versus Hull City. Now, Hull City on a little bit of a charge at the moment. I think that's 5 or 6 unbeaten. So it's going to be a very, very tough game for the Blades. Anyway, before we get into that, let's talk about our sponsors just for a second. So a big shout out to NordVPN and Parrot Peel, the greatest band of all time. They are Blades too, so make sure you go and check out Parrot Peel in the description, as well as getting yourself a subscription to NordVPN. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us as of right now. If you are joining us after the live, hello there. Make sure you comment something nice and make sure you give us a big old like. And yeah, let's try and get 100 likes on this video if possible. Now, Ollie man, how's it going?
Yes, not too bad. Of course, wasn't quite expecting to be here this evening, but no, very much looking forward to getting stuck into a bit of a preview.
Absolutely, yeah. The elephant in the room is the fact that Hal is not very well. I'm not entirely sure what is wrong with him because he keeps his cards close to his chest, but he should be back for future videos. It's just this one. He said he was available, and I was like, put your feet up, mate. He's like, no, I will work for the Sheff United way. And then last minute, he's like, Ole, please step in.
I'll always cover his shift. It's fine.
You will. You normally cover him anyway, don't you, with all your knowledge and his lack of it. I'm only joking, Hal. He's bound to be watching right now. So big love, Hal. Big love. Hope you get well soon. Anyway, shall I talk about the last game?
Oh, I'd rather you than me, yeah.
What was the last game? It seems ages ago, but it actually wasn't. It was Stoke City, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And it's, well, a good win. It was a very good win. Let's say that.
On paper, it looks like a class win, doesn't it? 3-1 win, scoring in the last minute, because we don't tend to do a lot of that, or we haven't done in previous years. So it's fantastic. It's fantastic. A 3-1 win at home to Stoke City. It should it have been more? I don't know. Because we weren't that good, in my opinion. I did a tweet straight after the game saying it's hilarious that we're walking away from a 3-1 win at home saying, we're a little bit disappointed in that. But Stoke weren't fantastic. As we said on our prediction video last night, they didn't create too many chances. So hopefully that happens again. The Blades win in this fixture against Hull City. But I do feel like Hull might be a little bit more of a test than Stoke City were.
No, I completely agree. I think Hull will carry a goal threat. We know that they've got goals in their squad. Obviously, they've got 12-goal man up front who anybody who watches the predictions knows how much I love F. Dupignan. But no, these are definitely going to cause us a bit more of a sterner test. And yeah, it was a weird one against Stoke last week. I kind of walked out and I said, you know, we're 11 points clear. We're doing
only
really
11
well.
points clear. It's we should be way more than that.
Yeah, but it was like I walked away thinking, shouldn't it be more fun than this?
Yeah.
It just
it's too easy. It's almost too easy.
Yeah, I think performance-wise, the second half particularly worried me. I think our midfield has just lost a little bit of its balance. I feel as though since the World Cup, McAtee's really come out of his shell and he's started to look like a much, much better player. But as a result of that, Sander Berger's playing deep and that just does not suit him. He can't play in that two in a midfield and that's just lost all control that we've got. And therefore, we're hitting teams really well. We're creating chances like against Stoke. You know, we're punishing mistakes because we've got the attacking talent to do it, but we cannot control the game. And therefore, we're giving other teams opportunities to come onto us. And it feels like we're under pressure, even when we're not giving up chances.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know what? I'm going to quickly just say a couple of bits and bobs about what you've just said because I'm going to eat into your last time out because not a lot to talk about, is there really? So what I'm going to say is what I don't understand. Why can't we do like what we did in the Premier League where we have Ollie Norwood in the middle Sander Berger on the right-hand side of central midfield going up and down, which he showed he could do. And then McAtee on that left-hand side. It almost feels like we have to play two defensive midfielders, and we don't always have to do that. So I'd like to see that happen with Illiman just behind either Sharpie or Jebison or whoever's fit. You will see very, very soon in my team news who's fit. But Ollie, go on then. Give us a last time out.
Last time out, yes, as Nick alluded to, wasn't the most entertaining game of all time. It was 0-0, and to be fair to it, I have no idea how it finished 0-0. It was a night match, not too far off exactly a year ago, and we didn't half miss some chances. This was what I'm going to describe as peak. Ollie McBurney will never score a goal because he had two fantastic efforts. One brilliant chance where he couldn't quite reach it, and it just weren't going in. Hull had one or two long shots, but overall, it was just dull. I think their keeper made a couple of good saves, one in particular from Ndiaye, but I don't want to waste any more time talking about that, Nick, because it's not worth it. It was 0-0 and it was dull.
Good man. Good man. Let's move on from that. We hate those 0-0ers. But sometimes those 0-0ers, you need those odd points here or there for promotion. So let me go on to talking about team news. So first and foremost, Iliman, Ndiaye, whatever you want to call him, is fit for this game. Now, Hecky said that. And we know from the past that Hecky occasionally likes to string us along a little bit. So I hope this is not just him saying it just because he doesn't want to give kind of Hull any bad team news, because at the end of the day, he is our best player by a million trillion miles for me. But no, apparently he is fine. He's trained today. Same with Ollie McBurney. He's back training, as they say, back on the grass. I'm sick of saying that now. So Flecky also back on the grass too. Kieran Clark also not too far away. So, yeah, I think that just leaves George and Ender, who are both maybe a week or two away. So that's pretty much it. I would like to see Ollie McBurney back in the side, whether it be on the bench or not. But Hecky did say that I don't think he's really going to risk him if he doesn't need to.
No, I agree. I'd love to see him back in the team. I think he's going to offer a real change to us. I think where we can't get that midfield control, if there's somebody who's holding it up, really affecting play up front, that makes a huge difference to us and how we can control the game. But I wouldn't risk him in this one. I think what we need is a fully fit Ollie McBurney for the running. Now, that means we don't take unnecessary risks and potentially put him out because we know that his injury record isn't the best. So risking him seems silly.
Yeah, when you said Ollie McBurney for the running, I was thinking running as in actual running, but he doesn't do that much. But yeah, run in. I get you. Let's talk about all things predicted team now. And this is my predicted team as we put on Twitter earlier on. I think I need to change McAtee and Berger around. The reason why it is how it is because I created this graphic and you can't really fit three men across the middle with how I've done it. So, yeah, I put Berger in that position because that's where I want him, really. And McAtee just in the side. This is the exact team that we played against Stoke City. I can't see many changes. Tommy Doyle might come into this and Sander may drop out, but I think that Hecky will hold on to Sander, keep him in there until he kind of pulls up trees, if you like. Also, Jebo could start instead of Sharp. I thought he was going to go for that Hecky after Jebo's fantastic game against Millwall and cameo against QPR, but he did go with Sharpie. I'm expecting to go Sharp again because it's been a week since the last one. Maybe if it was kind of like a Saturday, Tuesday or Saturday, Wednesday, he might have mixed it up and put Jebo in there and maybe Doyle. But we've got an embarrassment of riches at Bramall Lane and we need to use it, in my opinion.
No, I completely agree. I think we've got a hell of a squad. Even with the injuries, we've still got a lot of players out there who are more than good enough to keep going on this fantastic run that we've been on. I would do Doyle for Berger. I think that would benefit the team a little bit more. I think it gives us that balance I'm talking about in midfield. I mean, the other option is that you do him for McAtee and you still have that balance in midfield and Berger's the one pushing on. But I just think in current form, McAtee's got to have that slot. I think up front, I'd also go Jebison. I know that's possibly controversial. I just think in the last few games he's offered more and really looked like he's going to influence the game where we're really struggling to get Sharp involved.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it is A crazy, crazy thing to say, because a lot of United fans are really getting me down at the moment with Sharp. Like, I don't care how bad he plays. Like, if he was the worst player on the pitch every single week, he's still Billy Sharp,
Oh yeah.
and he is he should still be loved by the fans. So you can say that he's not playing too well at the moment, but the amount of grief that he's getting, it's just
No.
embarrassing. Like, he is a legend. He will always be a legend. And when he stops playing for Sheffield United, he will be a legend. But at the moment, people are giving him loads and loads of grief. It's just not necessary. Just say he had a poor game.
Yeah, exactly. Completely agree. He's the Sheffield United legend of possibly my life, to be fair. He's been awesome for us, and with what he's done, it's really, really impressive. So we shouldn't be slagging him. We shouldn't be giving him dog's abuse because he doesn't deserve
No.
that. It's just at the moment, at his age, he's struggling to influence the games. It's not his fault that we're having a striker crisis, but I do think it's time to take him out of the firing line, as it were.
Yeah. To be honest, mate, I do think that he never really made that much of an impression on a game normally anyway. He
No.
just kind of he held the ball up for a little lad, but also he just took his chances when he got them, and that's the only thing. He's not taking his chances. But anyway, let's move on from talking about Sharpie, and I'll let you talk about all things Hull City.
Yes, indeed. So Hull, as we referenced earlier, are on a fantastic run at the minute, particularly away from home. They're 7 unbeaten away from home right now. And the real catalyst for this change in form has been the new manager coming in, Liam Rossignol, and he's changed them to a 4-2-3-1. They're playing a really nice system. Their last game, they got a 98th minute equaliser, just keeping that run going. And as I referenced before, they've got their main man, Oscar Estupinian, 12 goals so far this season. And he really is... You know, he's what he is that kind of striker that you love to watch, where he doesn't get involved in the game. We've just referenced this. He just scores goals, bouncing off his knee, bouncing off his arse, and he's generally about 3 yards away from goal. So that's what United have got to watch out for. In terms of injuries, I don't think they're missing too many. I think they've got 2 or 3 out that potentially wouldn't be first teamers anyway. Syed Manesh may be involved if he was fit, but he should be another few weeks away at least. So in terms of their lineup, I'm expecting to see Ingram in net. He is a quality keeper. He did a pretty decent game at Bram Lane last season, as we spoke about earlier. I think their back four will be Christie, Jones, McLaughlin, and then Greaves. Now, Greaves in particular is a fantastic player. He'll be a Premier League player soon. He's big, he's strong, left-footed centre-half. He's playing left-back at the minute, so he can bomb on and overlap. So there's something exciting about a left-footed centre-half who can overlap, and maybe a team who would want something like that if they were to be in the Premier League next season. Who knows? In front of them, they'll have a really solid 2 in midfield. They'll have Woods and Seri, and then they'll have Tete, Slater, and Longman behind Estupinian up front. So it's a decent side. It's not one that you really want to be resting against, so we need to be at it, I think.
Yeah, we really do. I don't think we'll be resting anyway, will we? If there's anyone that's coming in, it'll probably be to improve the side rather than not improve the side. Big shout here from Blades Ramble. Jimmy, obviously, always talks sense. A very, very tricky game. Indeed. I think a lot of people, if they're looking at the league table and thinking, oh, Hull are going to be a walkover, they're really, really not.
Not at all.
So, yeah, would you like to give us some opposition view from, created by the main man, Roy's view from?
Indeed, some opposition view from. And those who haven't read it, please do go to Twitter and find this on Roy's page, because this one is a classic of the genre. Hull are really, really angry, and I'm not really sure why. Something happened in the 70s and the 80s, and they got really, really angry about it. But let's go through some of these comments specifically. We can catch these. I know they are smashing everyone at the moment, but our away form is outrageous.
Wait. Catch these. Does that mean catches in the table, or does that mean beaters?
I hope it means beaters, because if they're going to claim they can catch us in the table, that's a hell of a shout, shall we say?
Yes, it is.
We're the only club, bar Burnley and Sheffield United, unbeaten in the last 5. So yeah, we're going the beep up. So maybe they do think they're going to catch us.
Maybe.
We've then got hate everything about these skanky beep.
Is that a T word or a C word?
I'm leaning towards the latter. I think they want to see us on Tuesday. Yeah. We've got horrible club with horrible fans. Hope we bleep their weekend up. So yeah, they're really, really don't like us, Nick, and I'm not entirely sure why.
Oh God, let's hope they don't bleep our weekend up. That's fantastic.
The worst thing that can happen is if they bleep our weekend up. But yeah, please do go and find that on Roy's page. It really is an entertaining read this week. This one, yeah, a classic of the genre, as I said before.
Absolutely. Now, referee Ollie, who've we got?
Darren Bond. It feels like we get Darren Bond every other week.
It does.
At least
And
he's
he's
not
not
still got the
got.
headband. This
He's
is
not
the
got a
benefit.
headband anymore, has
He's
he?
not got the headband anymore.
He just looks like a normal referee, a normal grey-haired referee.
Yeah, he doesn't stand out anymore. He's lost his X factor, but he still does seem to be at Bramall Lane a lot. But so far this season, he's had 22 games. He's given 95 yellows, 1 red, and only 1 penalty. So fairly on the low side, to be fair, in terms of some of that. So it's always a bit of a worry when the next coming up. The last time he had us was our 1-0 win against Huddersfield. Before that, we also had him for Burnley, Birmingham, and Swansea. So I think this will be the, 6th time we've had him this season, which is insane.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at that now. How many of them did we win? Did we win them all? Oh, no,
We
Birmingham.
drew with Birmingham, but we won all the others. So it's not a bad record.
Yeah, it's not, but we are winning a lot of games. So it were obvious that it were going to have refereed us in a few wins. Anyway, let's go on to talking about score predictions because, Ollie, we are the greatest at score predictions, aren't we?
We take it in turns. 1 week I'm the greatest, and then the next week you seem to be the greatest. We very rarely put that form together.
No, we don't. And here you go. If you have not been and seen our score predictions, our championship score predictions, make sure you click on that video straight after this one. It's got lovely Kieran Kieran Dowell on the thumbnail. So make sure you find Kieran Dowell in that horrible, horrible yellow monstrosity of a Norwich City kit and click on that and watch it and love it and like it. So what have we gone for? do you know what? I'm gonna let you pick, not pick. I'm gonna let you say Hal's rather than your own. So first up, I'm going for a 2-0 Blades win. I actually wanted to go for a 2-1 Blades win, but you stole that last night.
I did indeed, but as you've already referenced mine, I will go for Hal's. Hal thinks this is going to be a classic. Hal is going for a 3-2 home win. He thinks that United will edge it in a really, really entertaining game. Personally, it's hard to know what to expect from this one because I think what will likely happen is United will do what they've done a lot in recent weeks and take the lead. I think we'll go 1-0, potentially 2-0 up. But then I think they will come back at us. I think there's every chance they come back at us. Definitely for 1 goal. Possibly after we've been riding our luck, they could come back at us for 2. But yeah, it's going to be a tricky game. And I think we need to know all about it, really, because it's a... Hey, whoa! Admittedly, I'm not a dancer.
Yeah, but my worry is, how's Jimmy seen you dancing?
I did a little bit of a Kieran Dowell shimmy, and it wasn't my finest hour, I don't think.
That's where it came from. Fair enough. I was too busy in my dance to realise that you were dancing too. Jimmy's gone for a 2-0, like I've kind of gone for. Let's move on to player connections. I know you got a couple for me, but I'm going to throw out there 2 players that currently play for Hull City, which are Tyler Smith and Regan Slater.
Regan Slater, yeah, and their fans absolutely love Regan Slater. I know Tyler Smith's scored a few goals this year, so they're 2 we certainly need to look out for. I think mine will be a bit more legendary status. One who in particular has legendary status at Bramall Lane, and then one who's got legendary status at Hull. So that seems like a nice balance. We'll go for Keith Edwards. Obviously, the man who my dad will never stop telling me how good he is, regardless of what the conversation's about, to be honest. He'll then also give us Dean Windass, who obviously would be a legend for them. That was a great shout on Harry Maguire, who I'd completely forgot played for Hull.
Yeah. Me too until just then. Curtis Woodhouse as well. I'm just trying to think now if I can think of any other off the top of my head, and I am really, really struggling. So let us know in the comments right now. Let us know in the chat if you're watching this live right this second. And I think that is about done. Are you happy to fly into this whole game without saying anything else?
Yes, I am. I think I've covered everything I needed to say. I think if I say any more, all I'll do is jinxes.
Yeah, good man. Anyway, let's leave it there. Thank you, Ollie, for jumping in at short notice. You are a legend of a man. And we will see you tomorrow night for a match reaction. See you then.